I can stand in front of Mushi and say it. No one's gonna touch me. I'm serious. They know me in Oshodi.
Happy New Week, my people. So today the spotlight is going to be on Madam Kemi Olunloyo. Some of the major questions people tend to ask about this lady. Number one, how many baby daddies does she have? And number two is, was she truly deported from Canada to Nigeria? Simple answer to that is yes, but there is more about this lady, right? She calls herself the snitch lady. I mean, she also said that she's an activist. I mean, she started it in Baltimore, Maryland, and later moved to Canada, where she continued the activism. According to her, even though some news platforms in Canada said that she is only doing that to promote herself and nothing more.
I hated it, and I told everybody, stop starting your stories with former Governor Olunloyo's daughter. Just say Kemi Olunloyo, or international journalist, veteran journalist, 25 years this year that I graduated from broadcast school. But stop putting former governor. Then they changed it to controversial journalist, controversial blogger. So I wrote a post and I said, stop calling me controversial. I called TVC and I told them, don't start any story. Veteran journalist, international journalist. I'm not controversial. America has never called me controversial, nor Canada and my colleagues over there. So stop. I'm not controversial.
Now, about whether she's got 3 different baby daddies, or she's got 3 kids for 3 different baby daddies, or 4 kids for 4 different baby daddies, Kemi Olunloyo denied that. She said, no, I've got 3 kids and it's just for one person. Until date, we still don't know for sure if she's got those kids with one man, because even the kids have been silent about this.
There's a rumor on the internet that I have 4 kids with 4 men. I have 3 boys, okay, with 1 person. The name of that person, I'm never going to reveal it because it's a famous person in Nigeria, and I'll let them still keep digging into it.
I mean, our own child even called her out, even recently. I think the child also called her out. The name of the child is Annie, and she said that the child is autistic, so they should disregard whatever this child says about her, even though the child explains more the reason why he is not in good terms with his own mom. I mean, let's not forget that Kemi Olunloyo herself is not in good terms, wasn't in good terms with her dad. In fact, she said that her own dad was a ritualist, although after that Kemi Olunloyo said, my dad has given his life to Christ during an interview.
Wait.
London,
Are
US.
you talking about the same dad that you're accused of rituals?
Yes.
Ritual happened or no? Yes or no?
Yes. Politicians' children don't talk. My father was going to Ologun, and I knew it. One thing I don't like people calling me is the daughter of the former governor. It's just like, my father has been to America 1 time. Nobody knows him anywhere in America and Canada. And I made myself. That's Kemi Olunloyo.
Kemi Olunloyo also talked about the Igbos, and then Igbos believe that Kemi Olunloyo don't like them, because of her statement about Igbos. In fact, Kemi Olunloyo said that Ojukwu, that's Bianca Ojukwu, years after that, I think after she came to Nigeria, she claimed that Bianca Ojukwu was pregnant, that herself and Femi Fani-Kayode, they had an affair and she got pregnant, but she traveled abroad to remove the pregnancy. I mean, this has no evidence though, but she said that is true.
His boys will beat you up. No, his boys didn't beat me up. And the scar, Ayomide, did you hear about the scar? The scar was not done by Olamide's boys, and it was not done by Biafrans, okay, or the DSS. This scar was it was a goodwill scar. 2 people were fighting in my neighborhood, and my gardener and I ran there to try and separate them. So we were on this side, they were on this side. The person fighting was here in front of us. We were trying to pull them back. The party over there threw 2 glass Coke bottles. One cut me in the head, the other one cut Akeem in the scalp. Both of us got stitches. That's what happened to me.
You know, she calls herself the snitch lady, right? She snitch on anybody, anything. That was when, you know, we started seeing personal information about Kemi Olunloyo, because these people dug deep about Kemi Olunloyo. In fact, they said that she was jailed in Jamaica, but there's no much details about her. Now, before we go deep, she didn't just call out our own dad. She also said that Jide Kosoko should be investigated for rituals. Jide Kosoko's daughter, Tony Kosoko, then actually abused her. Jide Kosoko himself reacted to that later, said that Kemi Olunloyo's dad has apologized to him. According to her, she said he should be investigated, or suspected that the actor was a ritualist because he has lost 3 wives, right? And also rapper Olamide, is funny, right? Rapper Olamide, so it said rapper Olamide visit a ritualist. Somebody sent her a message.
All right, about the ritualist, I have contacts. Remember, my nickname in Canada was Snitch Lady. People who want to snitch and they don't want people to know they've told you something. People tell me these things. Olamide, I'm looking at you at Pulse TV. Have you ever been to a ritualist? Answer the question. We both know the answer. It's not controversial. For me to say stuff like that out on the internet, I can stand in front of Mushi and say it. No one's going to touch me. I'm serious. They know me in Oshodi. That market, when I walk past it, hey, I'm up about Olunloyo. I don't know what my father has to do with Oshodi, but and Ojota. Once I came on public transportation, I'm up about Olunloyo, and I went.
We will talk about what David Undeyi said about Kemi Olunloyo, because David Undeyi released a write-up in 2021 about Kemi Olunloyo, where he pulled out a lot of personal details and showed us some of the lies, you know, told by Kemi Olunloyo, and he went further to show us evidence of everything. Now let's go back to the Jide Kosoko story. Right now, Jide Kosoko reacted to that, saying, when she said all those things, I really did not reply because it is not in my nature. And that time I was mourning, so our case was secondary. I'm still mourning, so there are very little things I want to say.
This video is a very serious video, and it's a stern warning for the daughter of Jide Kosoko. Earlier this week, Jide Kosoko lost his wife, his 3rd wife, Henrietta Kosoko. And I made it known on social media. I tweeted it, and I also posted it on my Facebook page, that Jide Kosoko has lost his 3rd wife and that he's now a black widower. But the bottom line is that I said that your father should be investigated for rituals. That's what I wrote. I did not say your father did rituals. I did not say your father used your mother for rituals. I said rituals are prevalent in Nollywood and he should be investigated.
Kemi Olunloyo is 58 years old. She also calls herself a publicist, a journalist, retired pharmacist, amongst others. Now, David Undeyi, the investigative journalist, said this about Kemi Olunloyo. According to him, this is key to understanding who or what Kemi Olunloyo is. The problem is not that she tells lies. It is that she seemingly has no self-regulation capacity or process whatsoever to measure or judge what sort of lie is worth telling.
I don't handle it. I enjoy it. Simple. I have to be in the news every day. I have to be in the news. I'll put a write-up, they'll blog it. I'll say I want to go out with Flavor, they'll blog it. I'll lie about a relationship with a 27-year-old for the weekend, they'll blog it. And I make people famous. There's a saying on the internet now, if Kemi Olunloyo talks about you, you're important.
Now, in 2019, Kemi Olunloyo claimed that, she's worked with CNN. And someone in Nigeria who was working with CNN at that time came out to throw more lights on the whole thing and said, no, you never worked for CNN. Yeah, you were interviewed, but no, you cannot, because of that, say that you have worked with CNN. Let us read exactly what this lady said about Kemi Olunloyo. Kemi Olunloyo said, some of these fools following me have no idea I spent 20 years CNN in 5 different capacities. They don't know that the CNN they watch here is not exact same as CNN USA. And Stephanie Busari replied, saying, I have not seen any evidence of this work for CNN beyond a few rambling interviews for some of the shows in 2009. Please enlighten me, HNN Africa, on your 20-year history with CNN. And she replied, Steph, ignorance does not excuse stupidity. I started CNN as a contributor in 1994, way before your time. Research, a few rambling interviews for some shows in 2009. Is why Donald Trump has downgraded the network to fake news. Typical Nigerian ignorance. Stop. And she replied, you said in your previous tweet that you spent 20 years at CNN in 5 different capacities. What were they and when? Interviews with an anchor doesn't equal working at CNN. It may be before my time, but a 20-year history should yield more than 3 Google results all on the same topic.
Our mumu don't do. We're mumus in Nigeria. I call my fans mumus when they're illiterate and no sense. Okay? The Punch or one of those papers had something. Nigerians are illiterates and morons. Kemi Olunloyo since 2012.
Well, personally, I think some of the things that she's put out, some, are true. But most of it, if you dig deep about herself, a personal life that she put out there, you dig deep, you realize that false. Well, she's removed that in her description. She put a lot of things in her description, a lot of things that she's done, her words and everything. She's removed it now after the David Ndeyi's post. We'll get to that David Ndeyi's post. David Ndeyi said a lot of things about her. We'll just talk about the obvious things.
In Nigeria, I wish I could be the Director General for NAFDAC. That's my dream job. I'm a pharmacist, a US trained pharmacist, award-winning. President Clinton gave me an award in 1997 at the White House. Johnson & Johnson gave me an award for my favorite pharmacist. I'm a dynamic pharmacist. And I'm also one of the first 6 HIV trained pharmacists, US ProCare pharmacists. And I'm sitting in Nigeria practicing my 3rd degree journalism when I could be at the Ministry of Health or at NAFDAC. I want to be the Director General of NAFDAC and regulate the profession of pharmacy. Kemi Olunloyo is a journalist, pharmacist, PR specialist, 3 first-class degree United States trained, and an activist.
She obtained a degree in pharmacy at the Philadelphia College of Pharmacy and Science in 1988 and later moved to Maryland, USA. And about being deported, to Nigeria. Yes, Canada, the Canadian government felt it's unsafe. They described Kemi Olunloyo as a flight risk. So that's why they've got to make the move. Like I said, she was doing this activist thing in Canada, and Canadian government, it got to a point, they said, yes, the whatever she's doing is actually helping, but it did more damage than good. I mean, isn't it complicated? That line it's helping, the fact that she's an activist, it's kind of helping, but it did more damage than good. And there were much more details about that. Guys, let us go to Wikipedia. What Wikipedia's got to say about Kemi Olunloyo. They said Kemi Olunloyo was arrested in her apartment in Toronto by agents from the Canada Border Services Agency after being determined a flight risk when a refugee visa was not renewed. She was remanded into custody at the Correctional Center for Women for 7 days before she was deported to Nigeria. She lived for 14 years in Nigeria, 20 years in the United States, and 5 years in Canada before returning to Nigeria. Kemi Olunloyo actually reacted to her being deported from Canada to Nigeria. She was so scared for her life that she reacted to it. She said, I was deported and it was a shame on the immigration system. She begged them later. She said, I know I will be killed when I return for what I have written against the government. I am a journalist, and it will be only a matter of time before I am killed. The government do not like people who ask a lot of questions.
But I'm supposedly a wanted criminal. I'm still wanted in the United States for some crimes. I think it's credit cards and fraud and all that. He has a lot of stuff about me. if you want us to go through that. For example, in 2003, when my autistic son was really having a hard time, he was very violent. You have to learn about autism. April 2nd is World Autism Day. Go read about it. He was 12, he's now 29. He was having a hard time. And what happened basically was he was dangerous in the house. Sometimes he would attack me, scratch me. So they took my little boy away, my 3-year-old son, who's now 15. When they took my 3-year-old away, I grabbed him back from the caseworker. No one's taking my kid anywhere. The police officer said, if you don't leave that baby alone, I'm going to charge you with disorderly conduct. He charged me. And so he charged me, and when they charge you like that, they don't arrest you, they can charge you. You have to go to court to fight it. When the court date came, I'd already left the United States. I already moved. So when you don't answer things like that, they think that you ran. So a bench warrant was put out for me. So that bench warrant, I didn't even know about it. They said I threatened the judge. It wasn't a threat, it was my child. And then I disobeyed the police to leave my child. Those are the two charges, and I had gone. So they had the bench warrant. So in 2009, the Toronto Star ran a story. You can Google it. Crime victim advocate wanted in America. I wasn't wanted. After that story, and I said, wait a minute, where did you get this from? I grandstand with the police in Canada. I was a volunteer. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. If I'm wanted, I wouldn't be doing those stuff. You know what I mean? If I'm wanted, nobody will know me on social media. If I'm wanted, I wouldn't be on Wikipedia, and I wouldn't be a social media person. I'll be hiding. So please, I'm not wanted anywhere. That's it. You now know. I'm not wanted anywhere for any crime. Never been convicted of nothing. Please. When the American embassy is here, I just went there on Friday to do business.
The Star in July 2009, an online news platform, reported that she was wanted in the state of Georgia for 7 outstanding arrest warrants, which include warrants for failing to appear in court on charges that included cruelty to children, simple battery, terroristic threat of a juror or court officer, and obstruction of an officer. Now, about the deportation, it became so huge back then that Kemi Olunloyo had to react to it. Later, Kemi Olunloyo said, on Twitter, that deportation is not deportation. Learn about political deportation. Name 2 journalists who were classified that. I will give you 50K by 8 a.m. Criminal deportation is the one you are used to. 90% of Nigerians are deported for crimes. And somebody replied, Auntie Kemi, you have started again. You were removed from Canada and you called it a political deportation. It's on Wikipedia. You were a flight risk, as in you fit run commode. Only the US uses political deportation. Don't try to mesmerize your audience like we have not reached our board before. You were seeking a refuge visa. It was denied. I read your story and even requested it under the Canadian FOI Act. You were kept in custody for a week and dumped at the airport in Nigeria. Note, keep your 20K. I get money past you. And about our relationship with international celebrities like Drake, Kemi Olunloyo have posted this severally, on social media. Relationship with Drake, Rihanna, Kanye West, among many. David Ndeyi, again in his post in 2021 titled "The Curious Story of Kemi Olunloyo," said that the Much Music Video Awards, MMVA, is a well-attended award show that allows people to volunteer. Ordinary members of the public can volunteer to work backstage, where they get to meet with celebrities and sneak the occasional picture like the ones above. In other words, Kemi took these pictures as a fan, not as an associate. Now, a few months after she came to Nigeria, this was a few months after her birthday. Yeah, she was, she landed in Nigeria in August. Her birthday was in August. I think August, 6th of August. She was deported in August as well. Now, months after that, Kemi Olunloyo granted an interview where she said that she has previously judged or co-hosted the Grammy Awards, which, David Ndeyi, the investigative journalist, found funny. And he said the fact that the news platform released that, let that, pass through them and make it public, it's just so unprofessional. on their own side without doing proper investigation. Now, since she got back to Nigeria in 2012, she's been very, very outspoken, but that got her into trouble because she found herself in jail after she accused Pastor David Obiome, who stays in Port Harcourt, at that time still in Port Harcourt. She said that this man dated or once dated Iyabo Ojo, and David Obiome was like, "What do you mean? I'm a married man. Why would you say something that you don't know? Where is the evidence?" So she got arrested. Actually, she spent some time in jail in Port Harcourt. They went to Ibadan, picked her up in March 2017, picked her up and straight to Port Harcourt, where she spent some time in jail. In fact, the same Nigerians protested for her, fought for her release. That you guys have to release this lady. She got back again, started all over again. In fact, she got into it with Iyabo Ojo after that, and not just Iyabo Ojo. She's called out people like Davido multiple times, Linda Ikeji. But she said it herself that she's going through post-traumatic stress.
Tèmi bá sọ pé mo ń lọ ṣe PTSD bill kí wọ́n pass bill fún PTSD nígbà tó ìjọba bá gbowó jáde ẹ̀ wá ní kèmi máa rántí yín kí máa rántí yín fún kíni ara mi ò yá mo ní kí everybody dá 2,000 for 1 week mi ti dey go mo ti dey halfway at the end of the day gbogbo nǹkan tí mo deal pẹ̀lú many people ló reach out sí mi. A few celebrities reach out gbogbo nǹkan tí mò ń deal pẹ̀lú kò lè tú àwọn ilé mi ṣe gbọ́ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìbàdàn lánàá èmi jókòó síbí báyìí á jẹ́ rí ara mi ò yá mo try láti lọ sí abroad láti gba health care mo try láti lọ abroad láti gba health care tí bá bí yín sí pé kẹ́ dáwó fún mi gbogbo owó tẹ́ fún mi fún medical almost half of it. But in this threshold 70%, take me 30% ló kù fún mi kí n make owó yẹn nínú owó tí mo ti make yẹn tẹ́yìn ti dá fún mi kí lọ tún ara mi ṣe tí mo ti wà traumatized pa prison àti SARS already nínú 70% yẹn mi ò níbi kankan tí máa gbé ẹni tó bá lè send mi lówó kó send mi lówó ẹni tí ò bá lè send mi lówó kó má send mi lówó nǹkan tó yìnbó fi start orúkọ tó pè ní donate Tèmítọ́pẹ́ Ṣọ́lájà Nollywood director and actress ó ṣe Tèmítọ́pẹ́ send mi lówó láàárọ̀ yìí.
So should we judge Kemi Olunloyo based on what she said or put out there, or just let things be because some people think she's sick? Now, it didn't stop there. She also called out Sheyilo. Now, she bullied Sheyilo's daughter. I'll put it that way. She bullied Sheyilo's daughter, said the child had type 1 diabetes or something, or suffering type 1 diabetes, and the child is obese. That Sheyilo should find something to do about that child. I mean, the child is just growing at that time. Everybody loves her. Immediately she dropped the bomb. After this little girl started gaining popularity on social media. Although Sheyilo himself said that he is forgiving Kemi Olunloyo, but at that time Kemi Olunloyo said that it was one of the wife's family in UK that told her about the details, and Sheyilo was like, my wife don't even have relatives in UK, but it's fine. They even donated some money to help Madam Kemi Olunloyo. They forgiven her. Madam Kemi Olunloyo herself apologized, for that. Apologized to the child. Sheyilo, during an interview, said, "I didn't have anything personal against Kemi Olunloyo. I only responded as a father because I would do anything to protect my daughter." Kemi recorded a video in which she begged my daughter to forgive her, and that's okay by me. It means she understands that she did something wrong and she's trying to make amends. Even after that, like I said, they donated money to Kemi Olunloyo's medical fund. The obvious one is the issue with Davido. Kemi Olunloyo used every opportunity to attack Davido. The most recent one is on Davido's son. Kemi Olunloyo wrote that today I'm launching the Adeleke Curse TikTok docu-series based on the true life stories my father told me about several years ago. Late Uncle Isiaka, that's Davido's relative, was very close to my dad. I was very close to late Vero, that's Davido's mom, in Atlanta. Babysat Davido a few times in my ATL days, 1992. 2003. This will be the sequel to my underrated YouTube docuseries Surviving Davido. There is a generational course no one can fully explain, but I personally believe only Davido can break it spiritually. This is not the first time she's going to be saying something like that. Kemi Olunloyo even accuses Davido of abandoning his alleged first daughter, and that Davido's fourth baby mama told her that Chioma had 3 abortions.
We're talking about throwing away children, okay? Some of this stuff is going to be so shocking to you, but it's out there. I put these things online in 2018, 2019, but the whole notion was, don't even listen to that woman. She's crazy. She's mentally unstable. So there was this woman in London. She's a makeup artist, and she said she had an affair with Davido or whatnot. She got pregnant, and Davido abandoned her. That's not new. Davido has already abandoned Imade and Sophia. And Dele Momodu pushed the whole, let's get a DNA test. You fathered Imade, and today Imade is like the main kid. All right, so are we doing this again now? So this makeup artist, Larissa, she had a very famous celebrity friend, a very big one in Nigeria, music artist. And that music artist came to me and said, hey, Kemi, I want you to put this out because, everybody uses my blog to get this stuff out. Did she pay me? No, she didn't pay me. This is stuff that Instablog will charge you lots of money for. Larissa said there were some things she found out when confiding with Davido. Davido was apparently going out with Chioma. Somewhere behind that whole area is when they had that affair. A makeup artist in London. And she said Davido confided in some things with her. And that information came to me. Like Chioma had 3 separate abortions. She tried to conceive for Davido. Each time she conceived a girl, ultrasound. It's a girl. No, she don't want a girl. She wants a boy for Davido. She got rid of 3 fetuses, female. She wanted a boy, and she finally got pregnant with a boy. And remember that year I was the one that announced that Chioma is pregnant when they said she wasn't pregnant. I said, not only she's pregnant, she's expecting a boy. And at the end of the day, put 2 and 2 together. I know this job very well. She threw away 3 girls. Now her only boy gone.
Again, should we hold her accountable for some of these things? Or, we should just blame it on the post-traumatic stress story? Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Like I said, it is not everything that she put out there that's false. Some of it are true, but most of these things are very sensitive, and she's been jailed because of something like that after she couldn't provide evidence that Pastor David Biome and Iyabo actually had an affair. Guys, your thoughts about this is important. Leave in the comment section below what you think about Madam Kemi Olunloyo. Thanks for watching. Like this video, share, and subscribe. Till we see you next time. Peace.